Honestly, I tried to forget about that first match, and then we started watching video again to review and get ready for tomorrow night, and it gets you all riled up. We just didn't play well, and it was disappointing to see that first match like that. So, yeah, we're looking forward to a little redemption and just to show, what we're all about and get our real team out there.
I guess what did you like from Missy, just from her time back? And obviously she wasn't up to par in terms of just the numbers that she's had from before, but she obviously did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think the first set she was a little rusty, and then she got into a good rhythm, and from then on looked pretty good. So it was obviously nice to have her back, and we had a nice balanced offense against Texas, and so I think that was a big part of it.
Coach, this is a little more of a broad question, but since the season's kind of winding down, a few games left, what improvements have you seen from last season, your first time here, to through this point in the season? Because obviously it's been record-wise already much better. What
Sure.
have you really seen?
Well, I think in every part of the game, I think we're a little stronger. Offensively, I think is where you see the biggest improvement. Our ball control has been really much more consistent. Missy's been a huge addition for us. And then, you've seen the emergence of Chandler on the outside and then adding Emily. So we've got a couple of pins who can give us consistent points, and that's something we really struggled with last season. We just didn't have outside hitters who could finish off the rally. So I've been really happy with that. We got a nice balanced offense, and everybody's doing a good job. And I think you just see a team that's in system a lot more and has a clear idea what they're trying to do.
And with that in mind, with these few games left, going into Big 12 postseason next year, what do you really want to see out of the team finishing this year, both for this season and what they can take into next year?
Yeah, we're in position now to finish, as high as 5th in the Big 12, which would be a really nice season. Forget about where we were last year. Just if you're 5th in the Big 12, you're having a great season. So, I think that we need a couple wins to make that happen, and we've got a couple matchups that we like, and some home matches left where we've been really good. So, we still have some big things in front of us that we're trying to do, and there's still some postseason opportunities there for us this year. So we haven't turned the page yet in any way, and we still have a lot that we're playing for.
And we've talked about the confidence throughout this year when bigger matches come around. Where do you see the confidence at right now with, like you were saying, possibly 5th coming up with these crucial games at the end of the year? Where do you see that level?
Well, I think you just see a team that knows what they're still playing for. Their preseason goals are still realistic things, and so they know that they've still got some things to play for that they've been training for and thinking about all offseason. So I think that's really what gets you going and keeps you finishing strong. So, the things that we talked about, they've become real, and that, adds your confidence there. And second time around, we know that we can still play with everybody that's left on our schedule. So all in all, we're in a good place.
A bunch of little things could happen with a win over Oklahoma. It first guaranteed winning season, those home wins, all those kind of little things. Does that overshadow? Not overshadow. Sorry. Does having those little goals, those kind of things that it can be achieved this time, take away from the big picture of where you want to get this, or is it something to celebrate that we've achieved these little things and now we can continue moving?
No, because to me these aren't little things. I think these are major things, and in order to get that big picture goal, what you really want, you got to get these things first, and so they all fit together. And you're talking about first time since 2001 to have a winning season. That's not a little thing to me. That's a big thing, and that's something that as a program we really want to reverse and change perception about us and get the community back on board. So these things all are important. You're talking about potentially being a postseason team for the first time since 2001, or most conference wins since 2006. I mean, these are big things, and it shows how much the program has struggled, but it also shows how much this group has done to turn things around. And it's not easy to rebuild a program at this level. It's just not, and it takes a special group of players who are in it and can grind it out and can handle some setbacks without getting deterred from what the real goal is. And so I give these players a lot of credit. They know what they signed up for. It's been every bit as difficult as they thought it was going to be, and they're still right there. So I'm real proud of them.
And Coach, one of those things is being 7-3 at home. Does that speak to how they play here, the sport you see, and with 2 games coming left at home? That's obviously big. What do you think of when you see that, going 7-3 so far?
Yeah, I think that's part of that rebuild is you got to take care of your home court. You got to be good somewhere, and you got to be good. Home is a big place, and you've seen our crowd respond, and we've had some nice response from our fan base, and they've really jumped on board with this group, and our players have responded to that. So we do have 3 home losses, but they've all been to ranked teams, and so it's taken a special effort to get us here, and yeah, so we're real comfortable playing here.
So with all that in mind, Coach, I guess what are you expecting from your team in terms of just energy or just what you want to
Yeah.
see from them?
Yeah, I don't think you'll be disappointed in our effort or our focus, our energy, any of that stuff. Those things are going to be taken care of. And Oklahoma's a good team, and forget about their record. I think when we played them the first time, that was kind of when they springboarded and figured some things out. They got their team healthy, and they look. From that point on, they've looked like the team everybody thought they were going to be. So they're very good, and so it's going to be a great match. But I think from us, we're going to be ready to go.
What role can the RPI for your team play down the stretch here, coaches? Obviously, a couple ranked teams. Still
Right.
have to be playing.
Yeah, I think there's definitely room for that to improve. We're sitting at 91 this week, and we've got some real opportunities to bump that up. I think. Like we got at least 3 or 4 matches against teams that have a higher RPI than us. So those are the things that, you get a win here and there, you steal a win on the road somewhere, and that makes a big difference.
What's the magic number for you to feel secure about a postseason?
Well, if you're talking about the NCAA tournament, I don't know if we'd ever feel secure. Yeah, I think you got to those teams in the low 40s are the bubble teams, and so we've got some major work to do to get there. We've got to pull some wins out. They're going to bring back the NIT this year, and that's going to open the door for a whole another group of programs, and so I think regardless of whether you're talking one or the other, I think for us we're just calling it postseason. We've got some plans for us to keep playing after the regular season ends.
I know earlier we asked this. I know the first year was kind of building the foundation. What were you kind of expecting either in terms of wins or losses in that second year? And I guess do you feel like you've at least kind of achieved some goals that you wanted to?
I do. We set when we put this roster together. We've always been talking about a winning season this year. That's been a big thing, and we always knew that if we did that meant we were going to make some improvements within the conference, and that's proven out as well. So, I didn't have a specific number in mind other than just to have more wins than losses, and we're close to doing that.
The last time we played them, it was not great. Just the all-around vibe of the team and every aspect of our game was off. The next time we play them, it's not going to be like that. Like, we've learned our lesson. We are respecting the fact that they are a Big 12 team and that we need to play them like they are. And I think that this time around that we're definitely not going to underestimate any part of their game.
Do you feel like it was almost a reality check in a way? I know obviously you guys are still trying to remain humble throughout what's kind of happened with the program before, but was that one where you felt like you let it get away and it's kind of a reminder to you all to kind of come out every game strong?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we went in, very confident in our abilities, but I feel like that we didn't give them enough credit or respect. So I think that this time around, with that last game being on our mind, we're definitely going to, like I said before, just respect every aspect of their game and play our game as well.
You guys don't do a lot of moral victories. I know you can't in the Big 12, but the way you guys played in Austin, and obviously coming off the Kansas State one as well, and seeing that you have Oklahoma, West Virginia, and TCU, all teams that you've been right there with in front of you, does this team feel like they have a lot of confidence knowing what's in front of them?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, the games that we played, against Kansas and especially Texas that just happened, I think that we played pretty well against those teams. And I think that if we play the same against, the teams coming up, then we'll definitely have wins under our belts.
How do you guys prepare for OU versus like Texas, or like do you guys prepare for like each team the same way, or do you do certain things different?
We watch a lot of film and we pick out certain players that we feel have certain patterns that we can, I guess, sort of disrupt. And then we also practice a lot of different situational plays in practice that other teams would do, like to help prepare us and help us get used to like their style of play.
What was working for y'all in Kansas State those last couple sets?
Honestly, like, I think it was just pure energy and just pure want. Like, we just did whatever we possibly could to get a point. And I mean, they were playing the same way, but I think that we honestly wanted it more.
How much does Coach talk about maybe the possibility of with the NIT coming back and the postseason, and obviously having a winning record for first time in a while, things of those nature? How much does he actually talk about those things, or is it still, with so many games left, he's still just talking about one at a time?
He's talked about it a little bit, but mostly I think that he's just focusing on one at a time, like us taking care of what we need to take care of, one step at a time to get to where we need to be.
I mean, it's a good feeling, obviously, but missing 3 games was not easy. Just not being able to contribute or help out was kind of hard. But it was great to get back out there, especially in Texas. So I thought it was a pretty big game to come back to.
With the head injury, was that a frustrating process just because it's kind of tough to kind of gauge when you are ready to get back?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I hurt my knee or anything. I couldn't touch a ball. They weren't letting me do much, so just had to rest. So it was frustrating for sure because I just had a headache. Like, it wasn't, I don't know, like everyday people have headaches, so it's just kind of like very frustrating for sure.
Speaking of frustration, I guess when y'all watched film against OU that first time, how frustrating was it to kind of watch yourselves kind of, not necessarily kind of give it away, but just obviously miss an opportunity there?
Yeah, that was not a fun film session for sure. I mean, me personally, I thought that was not a good game for me. So, I mean, it's just nice that I know we can play better this time. So it's not like we played our best game and they just beat us on our best day. So I know we played very poorly. So we're going to be out for blood this time.
What are you kind of expecting this time around, or how do you feel you all have to play this time?
I mean, we just have to play our game, what makes us us. I don't think we did that in Norman, so it's going to be nice to be home, be in our little routine. I think we always play better at home, and we just know what we're going to expect, and like Chandler said, don't underestimate them. So I think all of that will lead to a good outcome.
I know the back row's kind of had to change a lot of people with all the injuries. How did you feel Kendall kind of played in the 3 games where you were kind of missing?
Yeah, I thought Kendall did great. I mean, she for sure held her own. Yeah, she did great. She takes a lot of reps in practice. We split a lot of reps, so I thought that helped her for sure. But I thought she led the team very well and was a big part of that Kansas State win for sure.
In terms of that Kansas State win, how important was that in terms of confidence, just knowing how beat up y'all were and just the type of effort that y'all got?
Yeah, it was good that we could pull out a win in 5 against a pretty good team and we didn't have all our starters. It wasn't our for sure lineup. So I think that really propelled us into the Texas game and just pretty confident after that.
After the team's gone 7-3, you mentioned being at home. Do you think has that been a big impact on the season, just how you guys have played at home, or how do you view that?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like everyone in the Big 12 has a home advantage, but it's just the feeling of being home and not having walking into someone else's gym. It just being our gym, our locker room, we know it. So I think that's just very helpful and just helps the vibe.
Just these handful of games that are remaining this season, things have gone better obviously this season than the rest. What do you really want to see personally and for the team with these handful of regular season games remaining?
Yeah, I mean, we have 3 pretty big games that we want to pull out wins on back to back to back. So I think that's a big goal for us right now. And then it's hard to not think about postseason right now just because it's the back half of conference. But just keep playing. I mean, I think we're playing very well as we progress. So it's exciting and just want to make the best of it.
Do do you think like how y'all have been playing like in the Big 12 matches so far has sort of like helped y'all at least like start other teams like stop with like underestimating y'all?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think as our play gets better, so does other people's, and I think we need to acknowledge that. No one's really the same as they were in preseason, so I think we need to take that into account for sure.